but only a certain percentage of that is passed into our long-term memory. So for instance, if you listen to this podcast or you go to a course lecture, whether or not that lecture is about cognitive material or whether or not it's about learning a new physical skill, regardless of what you learn, you're only going to learn a certain amount of that information. But were we to examine how much of the information you just heard or that you're hearing now you remember immediately after this podcast episode, as compared to, say, a week later, we know, based on, probably millions of scientific papers and studies, that you are going to have more information in your short-term memory stores shortly after being exposed to new information than you will later. In other words, only a small percentage of what we perceive, what we see, what we hear, etc., gets passed into short-term memory, and then only a fraction of that gets passed into long-term memory.